Well, let's cross live now to Heidi Pett, who joins us in Beirut. Heidi, as these talks were taking place, Israeli attacks continued. Could you just bring us up to speed on where things stand now when it comes to Israel's ongoing invasion and military campaign in southern Lebanon?
Yes, so as the talks were taking place and in the lead up and in the aftermath of those talks, Israeli strikes on southern Lebanon continued. In fact, in the hour since I've spoken to you, there have been further strikes. We've just had confirmation of one that has come in and hit the town of Ansariya in southern Lebanon in the last half hour or so. So that gives you some idea of the continuing tempo of strikes across South Lebanon. So Beirut and its suburbs have been quiet for the last couple of days. That is reportedly as a result of US pressure on Israel in the lead up to these talks. And that may be the status quo for some time to come. And that's part of why some here in Lebanon are experiencing a bit of disquiet at these pictures that have come out of the Israeli and Lebanese ambassadors having this meeting, standing side by side, even as these strikes continue, because the Lebanese government and many others here had previously maintained that there would be no negotiations under fire. Now, these talks were a preliminary stage. They weren't negotiations themselves. But in terms of the picture on the ground in the south, the impact of that is still enormous on thousands of civilians who are still living in South Lebanon, defying forced evacuation orders issued by the Israeli military. There have been dozens of airstrikes over the last 24 hours. We've got confirmation from the National News Agency that 2 people were killed in a strike in the Abbasiyah area. And in terms of the Israeli ground operation, they have been concentrating in the last couple of days on taking the town of Bint Jbeil. Now, that is a town in the central part of that border area between Israel and Lebanon. It's about 4 to 6 kilometres deep into Lebanon, and Israel has been trying to take it for some time because it not just has a military strategic significance, but also an emotional significance. Hezbollah has called it the capital of the resistance, and that is because Israel failed to capture that town during the 2006 war. But for the last few days, they've been concentrating their efforts on encircling that town. They say that's now complete and that they will have established full control over it in the coming days. But Hezbollah continues to announce operations against Israeli troops, not just in Bint Jbeil, but across the border region, and also continued fire across into northern Israel. So we've had these talks in Washington about having further talks. But the situation here on the ground is that both Israel and Hezbollah continue to fire.
All right, that's Heidi Pett live for us from the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Heidi, thanks so much.